Right, so I'm parked up there and we're in the mist. Sue's parked up over here somewhere and she brought me here to show me something. So I'm taking you along for the ride. So, yeah, there's her van over there. Let's go see what it is, what she wants to show me. Is this what you brought me to see?
Am I allowed to swear?
Freezing cold.
It's bloody cold.
And this is it.
Yeah, come on.
Be prepared.
Come on, get closer. Get closer.
It's called the Singing Ringing Tree. As you get closer, you'll hear what we can hear.
That's quite cool. Stop being unimpressed. I mean, all the graffiti would be.
So it's just a load of tubes welded together.
Oh God, you're so morbid.
I
think it's beautiful. In a tubular kind of way.
I find my knife and fork drawer more interesting. But it is literally ice cold here. My hands are cold. I've got Sue's cold flu, whatever you want to call it.
Told you I'd given you it. That's why you
miserable.
That's why you got breakfast the other day.
So yeah. Don't bother coming. Okay, so this is where we spent last night. Despite there being loads of bins, there's rubbish left all over the place. Not from camper vans, this is obviously from the boy racers. And let me just turn the camera around. Yeah, quite an eventful night really. I haven't been in such a busy place. The last time I was in a busy place, I think it was Cannock Chase, and it was a dogging spot, which I think this place here just might be the same. Right, so we got here yesterday sometime, and if you don't know where we are at a Singing Ringing Tree. I think we've already recorded that bit. Anyway, so yeah, last night, really busy, loads of activity, loads of cars coming and going, loud music playing on and off, and people having sort of parties. I don't know what they were doing out in this weather. We didn't think there'd be anyone here. The roads have been icy. We've had the gritting machine going up and down. It's been -2 overnight, and I've had the diesel heater on since I got here yesterday. It's been non-stop, so it's been running for like 24 hours now non-stop. So yeah, there was people coming and going all night, right up until about 2 o'clock in the morning, I think, playing music right beside our vans, wheel spinning, bibbing up and stuff. So what do you do in that situation? What do I do? To be honest, there's no point going out and confronting them. If you do that, you're going to cause yourself a whole heap of trouble. So you've got to make the choice on, can you ignore it and just go to sleep, or are you going to move off? So that's your choices really. I wouldn't go out and say anything to them. To me, I mean, we're on the outskirts of a town, Burnley, on the outskirts of Burnley and Halifax, I think. So I've come to their area. This is where the boy racers hang out each night. So I've come to their place, and I've parked up in their area. So it's not really for me to go and say, can you keep the music down? So this is the way I deal with it. I either make the choice on, am I going to move on, or am I going to just go to sleep and put up with it? And that's what we did last night. We went to sleep and ignored it. So that's my advice on that. But before, when we first got here, I came over here and parked here. This is where I parked, and that's where we ended up. I moved over to where Sue was, which was a big mistake. I think Sue would have been better off to come over to this bit. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It was only one night. We're not staying here again tonight. We're going to move off in a bit. So but you're always going to get places like that. You're going to get the boy races, you're going to get the loud music, and as long as they're not bothering me, as long as they're not touching the vans or banging on the vans or doing anything stupid like that, I'll just ignore them. It's if they start touching my property, then I'll have a problem. Yeah, just put up with it, I guess, if you can sleep through it. Once the noise stopped, I just want to sleep. But I was sort of sleeping with one eye open, if you get what I mean. I was sort of half asleep, but I was always listening to what was going on outside, and it sort of puts you on edge a little bit. But coming from London, I guess I've learnt to deal with that pretty much okay, like sort of okay-ish. Where I used to park in London, when I worked in London, I used to park downstairs to a block of flats, which was like a drugs dealing area. And when I first put my van there, they thought I was cozzers, police, spying on them, and I had all sorts of aggravation. They didn't really bother me, but they were talking outside my van, saying about burning it and stuff like that. So they were playing football at one point, and I went out there and I said to them, give me 5 minutes and I'll move the van, mate, and because I don't want the ball hitting my van. And then they stopped after that. They said, oh no, they'll kick the ball in the other direction. And after that they stopped and they was all right. So yeah, I guess how you deal with things is makes a big difference. I'm going to go in, get another cup of tea anyway.